Director General, I want to come in here because when Nigerians assess the situation that's unfolding right now, it's natural to ask the question. There's a crisis here. Let's relocate the IG there. There's a crisis here. Let's relocate the Chief of Air Staff here. There's a crisis here. Let's relocate the Chief of Army Staff. We've seen a trend, but the killings continue. And I want to ask you, is it coincidence or correlation? Because we're seeing this massive uptick in violence across the country, and it's happening at a particular time. And when Nigerians have questioned why is it that there's a lack of, for example, ethnic diversity amongst those who are heading our security agencies, it sounds trivial. But then when ethnic tension is rising around the country and there's conflict, then all of a sudden we're asking ourselves why. I want to ask you, is it a coincidence or is there a correlation here?
Let me start by my brother, what he had said about body language. The truth of the matter is that we are aware that Mr. President is not the guy that plays to the crowd. He's the type that wants to be sure what are the long-run, medium-term solutions. Yes, you said he's the DG of the PDP. They are trying to harvest what actually should not be looked at as political. The point actually I'm saying is like the other day, one of the newspapers carried that the security agencies are listening to the phones of some people. What are they trying to do? They are trying to know who is communicating where on targets, not actually the ordinary person who is going around. But as I said, the handicap I have here is that I could not say what we are doing.
Director General, in fairness, my question...
So if you want to profile, please be careful about profiling. Be careful about profiling. Careful in the sense that the unit commanders cannot be all tribes, the same tribe. But I'm telling you that there's a directive outside the old traditional course of events for rapid response at every unit you find yourself. And I do not think that the head of MOPO, the head of the battalion in all across the country is one tribe. I'm also aware that the police, Nigerian police force, has a unit in every local, all the 774 local councils of the country, if not some village, some towns. The same is the State Security Service. So it should be important that we as a country should look collectively at the danger we're facing, the material conditions.
Director General,
the material conditions that brought the danger. If we don't
Director
look
General,
at it that way,
I'm going to come in here. DG, I'm going to come in here.
Please, could you give me a line? Could you give me a line? Because this is very important.
Go ahead.
So that we do not go to the wave. What we're saying is that the solutions President Muhammad Buhari's government is trying to prefer cannot get traction in a month. That is looking at a long range, medium range, permanent solutions. Look at the other day, the meeting we held with the Minister of Agriculture.
Director General,
was Mr. President.
I have to stop you here.
Please let him come with his question.
You've been with President Buhari for a long time. In fact, you came into the CPC from the CPC strand of the coalition. I need to ask you, there was a campaign, of course, in 2015, and much of that had to do with promises on security. You are now saying that, look, that the president is bringing forth solutions that are short, medium, and long term. Now, he's been in office for 3 years. These situations are unfolding now predominantly in the fourth year rather. What do you have to say? If your response to everything is that, look, there are things that I can't say, we understand that there are sensitive security matters, but the reality is we see the fruit is in we see the results on the ground, which are multiple deaths seemingly on a daily or weekly basis. What can you tell us about what is being done to see that this bloodletting stops, rather than just saying that, look, he's offering long-term solutions?
No, what I'm trying to appeal is that we had a meeting the other day in the Ministry of Agriculture. headed chairman by Chief Audobwe. What was the issue? Mr. President directed that the emergency fund of the Federation should be looked into, because sooner or later he's going to go to the National Assembly. What is he going to do? He wants to create ranches. If it was when President Muhammad Buhari was military head of state, where there's no rule of law, where you do not need to go to the National Assembly, some of the solutions could have been hatched and implemented immediately. But today, before he puts any kobo for any project, he must make a request for it.
But DG, we're seeing new names.
Don't forget that a few months ago, he demanded for $1 billion. That fund has not been approved yet. We hope it's going to be approved soonest, because no matter whatever you might try to achieve, you must also.
But Director General, you're coming from you're a public official. You serve the government of Nigeria. You're coming from that paradigm. But the people on the ground are saying, look, you know, if these situations continue to unfold, and when we see something arise, it seems like the names change. For example, you've cited the meeting with the Minister of Agriculture. That has to do with farmer-herdsman clashes. But then we hear when something happens in Zamfara, we call it banditry, or we call it something else. There's a new name seemingly for different conflicts. How do we know what is linked and what is not linked? Because seemingly there's always an excuse for why something is happening. And I want to get to that issue. Why is it that we can't seem to pin down on what the problems are and then deal with those problems?
Thank you very much. I said earlier that is a collective. What you are saying today in this media, we are collating it. What they are saying in AIT, what is running in the newspapers, we are collating the ideas. Because nobody knows. There are unintended issues. The one that happened in Rivers State.
Is it from media you collate, though? Is it not intelligence gathering?
Wait. You have a mix. The other day in Rivers State, a family boy with his younger brother, it's on record they killed over 20 persons under 1 month. They have been caught. Nobody's talking about such by Nigerian security agencies. So what we need to be doing is what we are doing. We're open to new ideas combined with the intelligence reports. But what are we looking for is what will drive us to permanent solutions. Because Mr. President is bothered that the investment is doing in agriculture is being hampered. The investment is doing on roads is being hampered. Because when the people are not happy, it then means as a president of the country, there's no way you'll be happy yourself.
Shield, I want to just quickly ask you, you know, you've, of course, listened to everything that the DG has to say. You represent the opposition People's Democratic Party. We haven't really yet heard specific concrete solutions from your party. We've heard a lot of lamentation. We've heard a lot of condemnation. But have we heard solutions from your party? If not, what are those solutions if you're asking for Nigerians to vote in 2019?
First of all is, I need to correct a statement he made that we're seeking to harvest political mileage from this. If he has any proof to that effect, he should say it. PDP has conducted itself in the most responsible manner any opposition party can do. We know what they did in 2014, 2015. We are not that way. It's easy to make the whole thing blow over. If we're seeking political mileage, we'll go and bring the Dapchi girls, we'll sponsor them, we'll do this. No. And it is unfair. And in fact, it is funny hearing from an APC person that PDP is seeking to harvest. In what ways? All we've been doing is advising the president to play his role as the father of the nation. What have we done? Do you see us protesting? Do you see us campaigning?
Back to my original question.
So if you are asking what we will have done, is that there is no way a PDP president will show by action, by utterances, by body language, that he is not ready to, that he is a president of his ethnic group. It's not possible. PDP is a democratic party. It belongs to all Nigerians. So we cannot produce that kind of president. If in 16 years we had 3 presidents, none of them could be said to have been parochial. None. All the presidents we've had have been presidents who ruled as president of all Nigerians. But today, we're having a president who cannot even come out publicly to say, we will not take these 8 men killings further.
But isn't that
that statement? You asked him why there seems to be confusion on even identifying what the cause is. It's just sincerity of purpose.